As I began to love myself, I found that anguish and emotional suffering are only warning signs that I was living against my own truth. Today, I know this is authenticity. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Imran Kasumba and I'll be taking you through a series where we learn about mental disorders. Our community has a very strong stigma surrounding mental health, such that having a mental disorder is equated with being chronically mentally ill. In order to destigmatize, it's necessary to learn and talk about it as often as possible. As we educate ourselves, remember to like, share, and subscribe, and help better our community. Today, we'll be starting with depression. Depression is a leading mental disorder in Kenya, according to the Taskforce of Mental Health. There are approximately 1.9 million reported cases, making Kenya the fifth highest country in Africa. However, due to the said stigma, the number of cases may still be underdetected. Thus, the possibility of an even larger populace going untreated exists. To begin with, there are quite a few types of depression. The most common is MDD, major depressive disorder, which is also known as clinical depression. Others include persistent depressive disorder, bipolar disorder, which mainly falls in the category of mood disorders. However, it has a depressive aspect. Seasonal affective disorder, psychotic depression, disruptive mood dysregulation disorder, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, substance or medication-induced depressive disorder, depressive disorder due to another medical condition, other specified depressive disorder, and finally, unspecified depressive disorder. And the list goes on. We will be focusing on clinical depression. However, if you'd like me to cover any other type, then comment below and ask any questions that you may have. Depression can also be classified into three broad categories: mild, moderate, and severe. This classification usually depends on the number of symptoms exhibited by a person. A classification is typically assigned during diagnosis, and the treatment approach varies. There are numerous causes of depression. The causes change from one person to another. A person may have a singular central cause of depression, while another may have multiple that have accumulated. To name a few, there's substance abuse, where according to WebMD, 30% of people who struggle with substance abuse also have clinical depression. There's abuse, where any type, ranging from physical, emotional, sexual abuse, could create a vulnerability to the disorder. Conflict with friends or family could take a toll on a person and it could root itself and manifest as depression. Death or loss of a loved one can spiral into a depressive episode. Gender. Statistically, women are twice as likely to be depressed as men. There's no assured reason as to why this is the case, but it's assumed that hormonal changes during puberty, pregnancy, PMS, and more could play a role. Symptoms of depression are diverse. It greatly affects an individual's lifestyle. In terms of day-to-day moods, a person may experience anxiety, a general discontent with life, baseless guilt, and a loss in interest and pleasure in their hobbies. It can also alter behaviors, where one begins to socially isolate themselves, gets easily agitated, cries excessively, and feels restless. Sleep schedules can also be hindered with insomnia, early awakenings, restless sleep, and excess sleepiness as well. A general whole body experience may include a loss of appetite, extreme hunger, or fatigue. Cognitive symptoms could be lack of concentration, slowness, inactivity, or even thoughts of suicide. There are multiple ways to get a diagnosis from a doctor. Firstly, A physical exam may be taken in the case where an underlying physical health problem is suspected to be the cause. There's also a psychiatric evaluation where a mental health professional asks about behavior patterns, thoughts, feelings, and symptoms. A questionnaire may be provided as part of the evaluation. They may also use a criteria for depression listed in the Diagnostic Statistical Manual for Mental Disorders, DSM-5, which is published by the American Psychiatric Association. Depression is a treatable disorder. There are 3 treatments currently available: therapy, medications, and medical procedure. Therapy entails cognitive behavioral therapy, where a talk therapy is focused on modifying negative thoughts, behaviors, and emotional responses associated with psychological distress. There's also behavioral therapy, which focuses specifically on modifying behaviors associated with psychological distress. And finally, there's psychotherapy, which is simply the treatment of mental or behavioral disorders via talk therapy. For medication, there are 4 main types used to treat depression. The first are the SSRIs, which ease symptoms of depressed mood and anxiety. There's the antidepressants, which are designed to help relieve symptoms of depression. There's the anxiolytic, which relieve anxiety and tension. They may also promote sleep. And there's the antipsychotic, which reduces or improves symptoms of certain psychiatric conditions. For the medical procedure, there's electroconvulsive therapy, which is also known as shock treatment. So, what is depression, really? Clinical depression, or major depression, is a mental health disorder characterized by persistently depressed mood or loss of interest in activities, causing significant impairment in daily life for 14 days or longer. Thank you everyone for taking time to listen in. If you or someone that you know may have 3 or more of the symptoms discussed in this video, then it's advisable to get a checkup. The checkups can be taken in any major hospital or clinic. They have both psychiatrists and psychologists that can diagnose and let you know. Yeah, take care of yourselves and stay safe.